Good day everyone. My report is all about Education 4.0 in the school curriculum. What is IR 4.0? It is the fourth industrial revolution. So, it's the latest phase of industrial development where advanced technologies like AI, robotics, and IoT are transforming the way we live and work. So, according to Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, an industrial revolution begins when new technologies and new ways of thinking led to deep changes in society and the economy. IR 4.0 is not just about using new tools, it's about how those tools reshape industries, education, communication, and everyday life. IR 1.0, the first industrial revolution, this began with the invention of the steam engine, which allowed machines to take over tasks previously done by human labor. As a result, many manual jobs were lost, but productivity greatly increased. It marked the start of mechanization. So, next is IR 2.0, the second industrial revolution, fueled by the discovery of electricity. This era introduced major inventions such as gasoline engines, airplanes, and chemical fertilizers. Scientific advances were applied to industries, especially through the assembly line, which enabled mass production and faster manufacturing. IR 3.0, the third industrial revolution, this was the shift from analog to digital technology. Devices like computer and mobile phone changed how people communicate and access information. For example, TV with antennas were replaced by internet-connected tablets, so highlighting how digital tech transformed daily life and industries. So, IR 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution, this era is defined by interconnectivity, computer communicating with other computers through the Internet of Things or the IoT. Technologies like AI, robots, genetic engineering, 3D printing, and miniaturized sensors are revolutionizing how we live and work. It's called the Internet of Everything because everything is globally connected all the time. Education 4.0 is the education sector's response to the fourth industrial revolution, focusing on integrating technology and developing skills needed for the future. So, schools and universities must adapt to stay relevant. Failure to do so means students would be prepared for the demands of a rapidly changing world. To stay relevant, schools must consider the following statistics. So, 80% of skills taught in the past 50 years can now be done by machine. So, traditional training may no longer be useful. Education must focus on teaching what machines can't do, like creativity and emotional intelligence. So, 65% of children entering school in 2018 will work in jobs that don't exist yet. So, education must prepare students to adapt, learn new skills, and face unknown. 49% of current jobs are at risk of being replaced by machines by Welsh 2028. So, schools must be teach students how to work with technology, not be replaced by it. Machines are highly efficient at performing routine and repetitive tasks, often doing them faster and more accurately than human workers. As a result, it is important to educate human laborers on how to effectively work with and leverage machines to their advantage. However, machines still lack essential human traits such as creativity, flexibility, compassion, and empathy. Therefore, school curricula should prioritize nurturing these uniquely human qualities to prepare students for roles where machines cannot easily replace them. There are 10 skills demanded by IR 4.0 enumerated by the World Economic Forum report as follows. 1 is complex problem solving, 2 critical thinking, 3 creativity, 4 people management, 5 coordinating with others, 6 emotional intelligence, 7 judgment and decision making, 8 is service orientation, 9 is negotiation, 10 is cognitive flexibility. In the first bullet, this means that educational institutions should deliberately design their curriculum to develop the top 10 skills needed in IR 4.0, such as critical thinking, creativity, complex problem solving, emotional intelligence, and etc. So, these skills should be clearly embedded in program level, course level, learning goals, not left to chance. So the second bullet is students must be trained to think logically and analytically and to be open to lifelong learning. Since IR 4.0 constantly introduces new technologies and job rules, adaptability becomes just as important as a subject knowledge. So the third bullet is courses should be designed specifically to teach the skills required by IR 4.0. So these skills should not be taught by accident or a side benefit. So this should be a core part of the curriculum. So the fourth bullet is instead of fearing in automation, robotics, or AI, learners should be encouraged to embrace these technologies. So education should instill a positive mindset towards collaboration with machines. So in the fifth bullet, so students must understand that while AI can support and boost human creativity, it lacks the originality and emotional depth of human thought. So they should use AI as a tool, not as a replacement for creative thinking. So the sixth bullet, education must prepare learners to harness the full potential of machines and AI using their strength like speed, memory, and data access to improve the learning, work, and creativity. So the seventh bullet, so students should learn that AI is better suited to repetitive or predictable tasks, but humans are still essential for innovation, empathy, leadership, and creativity. So the eighth bullet is traditional lectures alone are not enough. Schools should use active, experiential learning like PBL, tracking the real world problems, the PRBL, completing meaningful projects, the internships or shadowing, gaining real work experience. So these methods better prepare students for real life challenge. So in the ninth bullet, so Education 4.0 recognized that learning is no longer confined to classrooms or schedules. So digital platforms enable students to access content at any time or place. And teaching should be designed to support this flexibility. So blending online, offline, asynchronous, and asynchronous method. So the last bullet is assessment methods must evolve to evaluate not just knowledge but also skills and values. So this means using real-world tasks, portfolios, simulations, and peer evaluations approaches that mirror actual work environment of life situation, making assessment are more meaningful and holistic.